There are quite a few questions asking me how I run my system, so here it is, guys. Welcome to the engine room. I'll take you through the different aspects of how I'm running my system. Here we've got the infeed, so we've got the main drain with the check valve on, coming into the back of the sump. We have this pipe from the dorsal, keeps things nice and quiet upstairs, it's silent, just a trickle coming through. The other large part behind, this is an emergency drain, it's not in use, but it's a 2-inch drain in case anything should go wrong. This pipe here, this is a return from my degassing unit, which comes after the calcium reactor. And the clear pipe you can see here, this is coming from the chiller. Not in use at the moment, in fact very rarely kicks in, but it's a nice insurance policy to have. Water comes in from the main drain, goes past two titanium heaters, and then flows into the first stage of the filtration. And here we've got filter water, change this once a week, keeps the water nice and clean, and it protects the second stage of filtration, which I'll show you now. Here we are, sip racks. The sip racks are stacked here, there's 15 litres of it, but I may well expand it. I don't think it's doing any harm to have an extra 15 litres, so I'll probably take it up to 30. The sip racks wasn't in the original spec. I was using just the Bio-Pearls, which you can see tumbling here. These are the All-in-one-Bio-Pearls, and this reactor is run by 2 pumps. It was a converted Zeovit reactor which I managed to pick up for the right price. So we've got 2 pumps. The large pump is creating the turbulence. The all-in-one pearls are quite heavy, they have the phosphate absorber in as well, there's a certain amount of GIFO within the polymer. And behind is another pump, and this one is creating the flow through the reactor, so I'm able to control how much nutrients are removed. Coming to the third stage, so that's the infeed, and you can see it's fed straight into the bottom of the skimmer. Here's the skimmer. So skims DC 253, and then running as a dry skim. And the valve, check valve here is, this one's fully open. And the final stage, we've got two return pumps. These are both rated at 12,000 litres, and a small pump at the back, and all this is doing is pushing through to my chiller. And you can see the flow valve for the auto topper. But outside of the sump itself, there's the controllers for the pumps. The carbon I'm using, pellets, and the Fauna-Marin-Colors, color elements, and strontium. So I'm using strontium because I find with a calcium reactor with coral media, it doesn't quite keep up with the strontium need. The major elements, calcium, carbonate, and magnesium, no problem either with potassium, but strontium is a little bit low, so I do use strontium to top up. What every reefer should have, some scales so you know exactly how much you're putting in, and a set of measuring jugs. And this has created a revolution for me in reef keeping. Every 6 months do a test, find out anything high, anything low, anything I need to do. Generally I don't do water changes unless there's a problem or a specific need. For example, I want to siphon the sand in the main display. It's picking up detritus. Then I will do a water change and take that opportunity to clean up. Auto top up containers, nothing fancy, 225 litres of our oil water. Temperature control, STC 1000, so this is controlling 2 titanium heaters and the chiller unit. To the next stage, valves for the calcium reactor, spare bottles, don't like to get caught out, and here's a pH controller. This is controlling my reactor. So this is set at 6.4, so this is going to kick in now and let more gas in around about 6.44, and it will stop gassing around 6.36. Calcium reactor has a recirculation pump at the top, a small EI, and the media I'm using is already described. I'm using coral sands. It's 5mm coral skeleton, and this reactor is a Coralia 3001. In America they're known as 3002, which signifies the different voltage. And just in case anything goes wrong, I always like to have a supply of carbonate mix, calcium and magnesium, just in case. You never know, things do go wrong with equipment. Here's the chiller, a little bit undersized for this system, very rarely kicks in. For me it was worth just leaving it there, and if it's needed the STC will feed power to it, and then it'll kick in and stabilise the temperature. So that's it guys, that's the tour of the engine room.